All right, hi everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday afternoon live stream, updating you on the chance for the strong wind gusts that we're seeing right now that'll continue through Wednesday, and the potential for a line of storms that arrive later on this evening through the early stage of the overnight hours. Primarily, again, is strong gust, a little stronger that you're seeing now, possible with that line of storms rolling on by. And I'll show you the breakdown of damaging wind gusts versus tornado threat overall. That threat is on the low side, but nevertheless something to watch. And of course, tomorrow we'll be tracking colder temperatures. And yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, some of the higher elevations, the plateau, areas east, some snow showers late tomorrow night. It's March weather. March is right on. All right, we'll allow a few more folks to jump on board here and we'll get started. And we'll talk about the gusts, which have already been as high as 31 miles an hour, at least at level field. And at higher elevations, the gusts are going to be a little stronger because the wind's just aloft, 2,000 to 5,000 feet. Later on this evening, they'll be in that 60-mile-an-hour range. So even our local mountaintops could have wind gusts very strong, and some of the high wind warnings have been expanded a bit to cover more counties and more of the higher elevated areas locally. So let's go ahead and get started here. Put the specs on so I can see a little bit better. And we'll talk about it. Let's see, we got Hope watching for Turtletown. Hello, Ronald. From Cleveland. Hello, Darlene. Thanks for watching. All right, my friends, here's what we have going on. We have got the non-storm gust already occurring. And those are going to be with us throughout the afternoon. Rather strong for the most part. Let me go back to that screen there. Sorry about that. They're going to be on the strong side, between 30, 40 miles an hour. Line of rain storms arriving later this evening and through the early stage of the overnight hours. Now, I'm trying to get control of this graphic here. It's not letting me. Give me just 1 second here. There we go. Had to click a button there. But anyway, so those non-storm wind gusts are going to be between 30 and 40 this afternoon, as high as 45 in spots. And then tonight, the gusts a little bit stronger. That line of storms approximately around 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. It's not going to take 6 hours over one spot. It'll just take that long from west to east. We'll get rain starting around that time and then eventually clearing on out later on beyond 3:30. All right. Having a slow computer issue, so bear with me there. All right, the extent of the wind advisory has been extended a bit, covering a larger part of the area, especially for this high wind warning. So that does cover parts of the plateau. That's going to be extended through tomorrow. Some of those wind gusts, 40 to 60 miles an hour. The gust potential in the light brown shaded areas, most of the valley locations, up to around 45. So it goes up a notch in those higher terrain areas, which again, most of the plateau area, Mount Eagle, including Lookout Mountain, they're all around 2,000 feet. And that's where those gusts could reach 60 even at that low of an elevation. Then, of course, the higher terrain to the east, you got those gusts as high as 70 miles an hour. So a little bit higher into those higher peaks, 3, 4, 5,000 feet and up. Along the Cherry Hill Skyway area. So the wind advisory in effect through the day tomorrow, because wind gusts will still be rather strong. Here's our weather maker, what we're watching, very complex system. Warm front to our south is this area down here along the Mississippi, Louisiana coastline that has a greater tornado threat for now. Line of storms right along this sort of occluded front as it moves off north and east. But there's the area of low pressure that is so deep right now. And that's the pressure difference that you're feeling, the reason why the winds are so strong. And because it's so strong, it's going to translate to those winds reaching the surface, a little bit greater chance of that happening than a normal area low pressure. This low will deepen to a point where it could be about the same strength as a Cat 1 hurricane. I mean, that's some deep pressure there. Then right behind it is a pretty chilly air, which will start moving our way later in the day on Wednesday. So the track of the low will be through Missouri, back through the Ohio Valley, and then that trailing front here moves our way during the evening and the overnight hours. So as far as the severe threat, that hasn't changed much at all. Still level 1 threat locally for most of us. And if we break it down just a little bit more, that area, Scottsboro, Fort Payne, and Rome, has that chance of a level 2 threat. Just a little bit more instability in those areas. But again, overall, your main threat is still damaging wind gusts. And to break it down a little bit more, you can see here that 5% chance of damaging wind gusts. That means gusts about 58 miles an hour locally. The only exception being higher elevations where you have a little bit higher chance of that happening. It does triple a bit for areas to the west, a little bit more instability back over northern parts of Alabama. And again, as far as a tornado threat, this is not a big tornado producing system. Better odds of that farther south near the Gulf Coast, but a low end chance, Scottsboro, Fort Payne, Rome, those same areas tonight. So not exactly zero in those areas, but a lot lower for areas, off to the north and east. So again, we're looking at primarily damaging wind gust threat, and then secondary threat of that being some downpours. And again, tornado threat, you never can rule out one. That's all it takes. But we'll take a look at that as we go through the night tonight. And, anytime you got a squall line, you can't rule out a quick spin up. So you got to keep in mind we'll be watching that threat as we go through the night tonight. Wind gusts, they're going to stay up this evening and afternoon, 20 to around 40 miles an hour with the late stages of the afternoon. Right along that main squall line, let me go back here just 1 second. Right along that squall line is where the gusts will be a little bit stronger. This takes us into that time frame right around midnight. See that wind shift line? That's potentially where that squall line could be. And notice again, gusts between 40, 60 miles an hour. So getting close to the severe levels as it moves on through. But it quickly does move by. But even tomorrow, we'll still have wind gusts 20 to 30. Very strong westerly wind because that low pressure to our north is so strong. It's got that pressure gradient or pressure difference, allowing for the winds to stick around through the day tomorrow. And the temperatures will start to fall during the day tomorrow as well. Here's the high-res model. I'll show you two models. The high-res model updates every hour. So this is the early afternoon run. And it shows first of all, the initial round of showers reaching us about 8 to 9 o'clock. Not the severe line yet. It'll be windy, but this line approaching as around 8 to 9 is just some showers in advance of the main line. Then we advance to about, say, 10 to 11, and you see the showers picking up in intensity, just heavy downpours. Here's the main line we're watching right there. All right, that line is where you could have some strong wind gusts along it, the strongest gust. So that's roughly 10 to 11. Get around midnight Eastern. It shows it lined up right here, right between, say, Tracy City, Fort Payne, heading off to the east, and between 12 and 1, right through downtown. And then around 2 a.m. for areas east of I-75, by 3:30, 3:45, it's moved out. Okay, that's how quick it can move. That's just one model. It's high res. Here is the our in-house graph model, and it shows similarly just after 8 o'clock, some early showers arriving. Now, keep in mind, before that happens, it's going to be windy. Okay, so windy with some rain and temperatures still quite warm. This one runs a little bit sooner. This is around 10:30 for areas just along the plateau, just west. Right about midnight, just west of the city. So still kind of that midnight to 1 a.m. time frame. A lot of times, though, these lines tend to outpace the models. So keep in mind, this may fluctuate an hour before, hour after. So we'll keep an eye on that timing. But anyway, roughly around midnight around the city. And then around 1 a.m., Cleveland, Dalton. And then 2:30 to 3 exiting off to the east. There's that 9 p.m., 3 a.m. sort of window there as it moves west to east. I do want to show you, let me go back to our graph model because I am showing some snow showers there. Let's advance this forward just a little bit. We'll go back to that timing there just a bit. It is around midnight and exiting off to the east. Now, through the day tomorrow, it's still going to be rather breezy. We'll see high temperatures early tomorrow in the 50s. But as the day progresses, we're going to get a little colder throughout the day tomorrow. Also, still some light showers coming back. So nothing severe tomorrow, but occasionally some light showers into the afternoon. Then as we approach the early stages of the evening, notice these little pockets of blue showing up. Temperatures will be falling cold enough aloft where that will be supportive of producing some snow showers. So I really believe that with that northwesterly flow is very favorable in those areas where you could get some snow showers. Mount Eagle, Tracy City, I mentioned, up to Crossville, Pikeville. In that favored northwesterly flow, you could get some snow showers out of this. A little light accumulation, not out of the question. All right. And especially areas off to the east here, the higher terrain of the Smoky Mountains, Cherry Hill, Skyway area. Even some flurries in the valley, but with temperatures being above freezing, not too much of an issue. That'll continue throughout the overnight hours, even beyond midnight. So again, I really think the plateau could see some light accumulation out of this, around a half inch, an inch in some of those spots. And temperatures by early Thursday morning around 32. Rest of the day Thursday, kind of cool. Highs back in the 40s to around 50. As far as any snowfall out of that, this is just our in-house graph model. Again, shows you those favorite areas on the plateau. Very light overall, although near Crossville it shows up to 2. We'll keep an eye on that. But again, you know, that's a pattern that's pretty favorable for producing those little light amounts there. Wouldn't be surprised to see some pictures coming out of that area. And then especially along the higher peaks of eastern Polk County, you know, Big Frog Mountain and areas off to the east on the Tennessee and North Carolina border. Rainfall. Short duration means not a big flooding threat, but there will be some runoff threat, okay? So overall, about half inch to inch. A few areas where it does slow down a bit, the line, excuse me, a little bit more than an inch of rain. So we'll watch that trend. But again, because it's a short duration event, more of a short-term excessive runoff than it is a flooding situation with that. All right, so again, overall, our main concern are the strong wind gusts. The gusts out there right now are up between 30, 40 miles an hour. They'll increase through the afternoon and then have that chance for reaching severe levels as that main line rolls on by. Again, severe would be 58 miles an hour higher, and that could be attainable quite easily, especially at higher elevations as that main line rolls on by. Again, we're looking at 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. west to east with that line moving on through. And again, there's a low-end tornado threat. You never can rule that out, you know, quick spin up along that line. But the main threat are damaging wind gusts. So secure outdoor items, anything loose outside, any flags you have flying, like a banner that may hang off your porch, whatever. You want to bring that in. Patio furniture, just make sure it's not going to be blown over easily. And your garbage cans. If today was your garbage day and the cans are sitting out empty, they're pretty light, susceptible to the breeze. Bring those in. Oh, and bring your pets inside. A little scary out there for them. Make sure they're inside safe with wind and the storms rolling out through. All right, folks. Let's see. Let's see who's been watching here. Thank you all for watching this update. Let's see. We got Devin watching. Thank you. Sherry in Tunnel Hill. Homes and where you are. If you live in the plateau area, a little bit. If you live in the higher terrain east, a little bit. Otherwise, you may see some flakes in the valley, but I don't think too much in the way of accumulation. Hello, Judy from McKaysville. Hello, William T. Crockett from Grundy. Hello, Tabby from Lafayette. Hello, Laura from Collegedale. Summer asking, those of us northeast, will there be a tornado watch? It's too soon to say that. There could be a severe thunderstorm watch, but if you live north and east of the city, there's even less instability. So I think the chance of a tornado watch is pretty low. But be aware that damaging wind gusts can oftentimes mimic that of a tornado. So, you know, stay in a safe place in your house should there be a severe thunderstorm warning issue in your area. So be aware of the high wind gust potential and don't ignore that because that can be quite strong as well. I don't have a cold or anything. Just all of a sudden, my throat decides, hey, I need to cough a lot. So I'm just going through one of those Stages during the afternoon. Hello, Jeremy from Ringgold. Hello, Donna from Ringgold. A lot of folks from Ringgold watching. All right, folks, thanks for watching. As you notice, I'm in the home studio this afternoon, just, looking over the data, being better prepared. So when I have my main newscast starting at 5 o'clock on News Channel 9, you'll have the latest information as well. Just want to give you a heads up. Notice what's going on so you don't have to wait till 5 o'clock to know what's going on. Be sure to like my Facebook page if this page has been shared to you so you get these updates. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You get these live updates when we have them, which I anticipate having more even this evening. And yes, to answer your question, when storms are approaching, we will be tracking those for you. The president does have a speech tonight, which will impact the on-air product. We will be providing live stream if and when needed during that time if storms are approaching. So just know that and be assured of that. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great afternoon. Stay safe, and I'll see you again in studio at 5 o'clock. Take care.